We are here in the Axis booth with designer Adrien Roper.
How you going?
And, there's some exciting new stuff here that we're going to take a look at.
Yeah, I was going to talk you through the Art Pro and the Spitfire. And I guess the Art Pro, about 2 years ago, we came out with the ART 999 and we started working on the next thing from there. As we were going to the ART, it became more and more straight across, and it seemed to be very, very well behaved for turning. So we kind of, straight after the ART, we carried on that theme, and the very first prototype we did after the ART had a straight median line. This is the easiest one to explain it on. So if you look at the thickest point of this wing, it's actually a dead straight line all the way from one side all the way to the other. We actually did it on the Art Pro prototypes first, but as soon as we did that, the turning from side to side became very, very predictable and very easy and smooth to ride. So to get to the 1051 from the ART 999, we basically straight median line, less turn down on the tips. The turn down on the tips, you have your wing creates lift, and the vector is basically at 90 degrees. But you can imagine if you've got a really big turn down on the tip there, that vector towards the tip is actually pulling outwards. And that's okay as long as the floor's in the water, because you've got an equal and opposite force balancing. But when you pop a tip out and you become unbalanced and you get a crash. So this one here, it's relatively flat in the tip. It does have a slight curve down in it, and that allows you to roll from side to side very, very smoothly. We tried doing some that dropped down and then sort of came back up the other way, but that kind of acted like a paddle, and it was very hard to push that down and make it turn. So we ended up developing that by cutting cord and also cutting thickness percentage out of the foil. And end result is it's a very low drag, free running, beautiful turning wing. We're really happy with the way that was going, but we're kind of struggling to build a replacement, better, huge advance in a surfing wing. And we'd done about 4 different prototypes and nothing was kind of hitting the mark exactly. And then we thought, well, why don't we just get our Art Pro that we really like and increase the chord. So that's how we came up with this. And compared to the Art Pro, it's almost the same wing. It's the same elliptical outline. It's the same turn down profile. It's the same foil section. This one doesn't quite look elliptical because we've actually added a bit of square onto the tip there. But if you took that off, this is actually an elliptical outline, the same as this. Things that the Spitfire does really well is it turns really well. It also doesn't mind if you pop a tip. So you can pop a little or a lot and it just carves around beautifully. Pumps really well to connect waves. But perhaps the most amazing thing I think about it is that it's very, very fluid and smooth when you're turning. When you're going from one side to the other, it is as near as you can get to surfing for the smoothness and the way that it turns. And we've got a full range of those from 1100 right down to the new 720 that we've got in here now. And they're actually pretty fast and they're fun and easy to use. A lot of our team riders have been doing downwinders down at Rufus here, and Edo, 82 kgs, he was actually downwinding on the 720.
Oh, wow.
Still paddle was up on that, and it surfs like crazy. Beautiful wing to surf and have fun on.
Yeah.
So that kind of covers the Art Pro and the Spitfire. And the other thing we've come up with is the new skinnies. So the skinnies are basically very similar to our progressives that we already had. They've got a slight turn down on the tip, again, that allows you to roll nicely into a turn and nicely out of a turn. But what we've done is we've cut a lot of cord out of them, and that's lowered the drag. Obviously, this is a much, much faster wing, and the progressives become too much drag on the same wing. So these pair particularly well together. These actually work pretty well with the Spitfires as well, as long as you're winging or doing something fast running. If you're prone surfing, the very small progressives, like 250, 275, 300, seem to pair very well with the 840, 720 Spitfires for surfing. The other thing that's new is the fuselage. We're doing a rollover to an Advanced Plus. So that's plus 60 mils further forward. So our original fuselage was about there. So we've moved from plus 40 to plus 60. and moving it further forward has given a more connected feel and more balanced setup. We actually did prototype ones, plus 80, plus 100 and plus 132, and this one here is kind of the perfect sweet spot, really free and nice turning and just enough front foot pressure to feel comfortable when you're riding. Same size convention that we've always had, but it's called the Advanced Plus. The other thing we've got is our new screw set. We do it, this is stainless, and we also have a titanium one, and it comes with all the bits. We've got some super high quality tools with really hard tips. Richie, could you find me a shim box, please? And this is the whole kit with everything in there, and we have an assembly kit that explains exactly what everything does, and it has all the torque settings and what fits and everything. So that will fit any of our axis wings or masts or fuselage, and that's ready to go. We also have we have a shim kit, and this has 6 shims in it, 3 negative and 3 positive, and they're in quarter, half and 1, and they're stackable, so you can get the in-betweens as well. So that one there's a quarter, that one there's 1. If you stack those two together, you've got minus 1 1/4. And on the back of the box we have an explanation of exactly what shimming does. But basically all of our front wings are set 1 degree up on the fuselage, the back wing is set down 1.5 degrees, so the difference is 2.5, and we call it positive shimming if you lift the back of the rear wing, because it makes the differential between the two greater. Negative shimming if you go the other way. So positive shimming gives you more front foot pressure, slightly more drag, and often if you're getting used to a new wing. So for example, I use the 50, and that feels comfortable for me. If I use the 45, it just feels a bit pitchy and difficult to use. I can put a quarter or a half degree shim plus on that, and it will give me a similar feel to the 50. Also, if I was riding the 55, I could use a minus shim on that, and it would give me more of the feel or balance that I require to get more similar to the 50.
Okay. When you shim up and down, does it influence the turning of the foils quite a bit? By where you're
not really. I mean, the turning is to do with the front wing. It does affect the balance between your feet, so it would affect the feel of how it turns, but no, you're surfing generally the front wing. I think more and more with the advanced fuselage and some of these really small rears, it is allowing you to fully surf the front wing and not be held back by the fuselage or a big rear wing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. You guys have a really, really good chart on your website to help people find the right gear for what they want to do. What's the website address for
axisfoils.com. We also have a downloadable brochure on there too that's kind of got the whole range in there, and you can kind of go through the whole thing. It has the shim box and all the instructions and all of that on the catalogue as well.
Awesome. Cheers. Thanks for taking the time to take us through the new stuff.
Thanks for coming by. Cheers.